Welcome to Geosphere's video on Trackables. Trackables, also known as travel bugs, are items which are moved from geocache to geocache and whose progress can be monitored. Now, I'm not going to get into the basic information on Trackables, as you can get this information from the internet. To understand this video, you should already be familiar with the process of logging a geocache. This involves creating and uploading a field note to geocaching.com. The first step is to understand how to display a trackable. Here we have a geocache that indicates it has an inventory. If we had just found the cache and wanted to pick up a trackable we found inside, the easiest approach is to check the inventory to see if the trackable is listed. If it is, then merely select it to view the details. I should mention at this point that if all you see is the trackable name, that means that whatever method you used to import the cache did not provide more trackable details. You can always just select Update to ensure you have current information. Now, viewing the details of a trackable looks a lot like viewing the details of a cache. It has a description, logs, and an image gallery. So, just like a cache, you can add a field note. I'll go ahead and select that I retrieved the trackable from the cache. It is required that you enter the code found on the trackable to prove that you really have found it. Without this code, you will not be able to save the field note. Notice that the available fields look very similar to that of a cache. Also note, when a trackable is being picked up, dropped off, or visits a cache, you will need to indicate the GC code of that cache. And it is always appreciated when you enter a comment. But what do you do if the trackable is not listed in the inventory? The answer is you can use the Action button to select Find Another Trackable. Enter the code on the trackable, or you can use the TB code if you know it. If the trackable is in Geosphere's database, then it will be immediately displayed. Otherwise, you'll get the option to search online. You can always opt not to use your internet connection and just add that trackable to your database. Either way, the field note process then is exactly the same. I'll pretend I'm done and press Save. Here's our new field note. If we look at our list of field notes over in Notes and Logs, we can see it on the list. So you can see this whole process is similar for both trackables and geocaches. You can create either type of log independently from the other. Or perhaps said more clearly, you can create a trackable log without having to create a cache log too. I should take a moment to go to the Trackables task. This is where you go to get a list of trackables in your possession, also called inventory, as well as the ones you own. You can select Update to get the latest information. You are also given the option to find any other trackable from this task, just like what we did while viewing a geocache inventory earlier. Now, before this video, you had understood that to log a cache, you would look up that geocache and create a field note. And if you stop the video right here, you would know that if you wanted to log a trackable, you would look up the trackable and create a separate field note. The process works the same for geocaches and trackables. However, to make it even more convenient for users, Geosphere allows you to create trackable field notes at the same time as a cache field note, so there are fewer steps. Pretend we just found this geocache. I'll add a field note. Scroll down to the bottom and you will see a row for trackables. Here you can create trackable field notes which are associated with the cache field note. If you prefer, you can think of it as a parent-child relationship. The cache field note is the parent, and it can have as many child trackable field notes as necessary. Here I will drop off a trackable listed in my inventory. Notice that you aren't shown fields such as the GC code, since Geosphere already knows in which cache the trackable is being placed. Also notice there is a separate comment for the trackable. Now, I haven't entered any comments yet, so I'll indicate not ready to upload. But when you are ready, all the trackable field notes will be uploaded at the same time as the cache field note. To enter an additional trackable, just select the trackable row and press Add. Over in Notes and Logs, you can see that our new field note shows up as a single entry. You can view that field note at any time to see what else you did at that cache. Pressing the small blue button gives you the option to view the cache or the trackable. And when viewing the trackable, you will still be able to see the relevant child field note as if it had been entered separately. So now you can see two ways to enter trackable field notes. Use whichever you like. A couple of final examples. If you had already logged a cache and forgot to drop off a trackable, there is no need to log another cache note to drop off that trackable. Just view the trackable and create a field note directly. Another example. If you carry a trackable with you that visits all of the caches you find, then leave it in your inventory, and when entering the cache found field note, add the trackable visit entry. So I hope you found this video helpful in showing how to manage trackables within Geosphere, as well as how trackable field notes work.